So, welcome back to all of you. Now, we are going to discuss about the detailed information about the five kingdom classification. And this five kingdom classification has been proposed by Robert H. Whittaker in the year 1969. Okay, and this information, the five kingdom classification, detailedly we will discuss. Can you tell me what are the five kingdoms? That is the first one, Monera. Next, Protista, Mycota, Plantae, and the Animalia. These are the five kingdom classification, five kingdoms. Let us learn one by one. The first one, the Monera kingdom. Kingdom Monera. So here you must remember that, don't forget, you must remember that when you are saying about the kingdoms, you have to pronounce them Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Mycota, Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Animalia. In such a way you have to say while you are talking about the kingdoms. Or even while you are writing about the kingdoms also, you should write Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Mycota, Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Animalia. Compulsory, don't forget it. It's very, very important. Okay, so the first one, the first kingdom, that is Kingdom Monera. The organisms which are belong to this kingdom are completely primitive organisms, as I told you earlier. Primitive organisms, that means that first organisms of the earth. And these are very, very important organisms, and these are also called as omnipresent. Omnipresent means everywhere, anywhere of the earth, any condition of the earth, whether it's an extreme cold condition, extreme hot condition, acidic condition, basic condition, whatever the condition of the earth, even outer space, everywhere these Monera organisms are present. They are the first organisms of the earth. Okay, and these are very, 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 very dangerous organisms, and these do not have the nucleus in their cell body, and these are unicellular organisms. They have only one cell, unicellular. Prokaryotic, as I told you already, prokaryotic means no nucleus is present there. Suppose if you take the diagram, the best examples for this Monera kingdom organisms are, the best examples of Monera kingdom organisms are bacteria. In that, cyanobacteria, that means blue-green algae, cyano. The cyanobacteria is also called as a blue-green algae. Okay. So here true bacteria is presented. This is also called as Eubacter, and another bacteria also present, that is cyanobacteria, blue-green algae. This is also called as Arachobacter. Okay. So these type of different examples are there. When you take a bacteria diagram, it is having a different structure. So the outer protective layer is called capside. Outer protective layer is called as capside, and inner protective layer is called as cell wall. And this cell wall is made up of chitin or pectin or hemicellulose. Any one of the material will be presented here, or sometimes all the materials also presented for some or other alternatives. Okay, so the cell wall is the second protective layer for this bacteria, and the third layer is called as cell membrane. The third membrane is called as cell membrane, or we can say plasma membrane. Third membrane is called as plasma membrane, but here only the cell membrane we called as a membrane. Cell wall is a layer and capside is a capsule. Those are not membranes. That's why these organisms are membrane, single membranous organisms. Single membranous organisms. Which one? These Monera kingdom organisms. These are simply we can say Monerans. Okay, and as they have the only one cell in their body, but they don't have the any kind of cell organelles. In the first lesson, we have discussed the cell organelles: mitochondria, rhizobium. Mitochondria, ribosomes, lysosomes, Golgi bodies. These are all the organelles are presented in the cell body. Those all organelles are absent. Only ribosomes are presented, and those also presented in group. Ribosomes are presented in group in this way, and these are called as polysomes. Ribosomes are presented in group, they are called as polysomes. Okay, and the nucleus is completely absent. As I told you that prokaryotic, but the nucleic material, what is that genetic material, the DNA is presented in the every part of the cell. It's a DNA particle. What is it? DNA particle. It is presented everywhere. It occupies the total area of the cell wall, and it has the one long hair-like projection. We can say that as a whip. What is the meaning of whip? You know, whip is a long thread-like structure which is used for controlling the horse. That is called as a whip. So here one whip-like structure will be presented, grown from the cell body, and this is called as flagellum. And this flagellum, some of these organisms, Monera organisms, are having the one single flagellum. Some of them are having the two flagellum. Some of them are having the many flagella. Okay, but they are having the one whip-like projection, that is called as flagellum, which is useful for locomotion, moving from one place to another place. This is the complete structure of the Monera kingdom. Okay, I hope you understood this. And let us move. Next one is Protista kingdom. Okay. Kingdom Protista. And this is the second kingdom of the classification. And all the organisms are unicellular. First of all the organisms are unicellular. It means only one cell is presented in their body. Unicellular, and these are all eukaryotic organisms. They have the nucleus in their cell body. Eukaryotic, already you know this. Eukaryotic organism, they have the nucleus, permanent, definite nucleus is presented, and all the nucleic material, that means the genetic material is presented inside the nucleus. And this based on their lifestyle. Some of these protista organisms can prepare their own food. They have the chlorophyll. Chloroplast is presented there, chlorophyll. So they can prepare their own food. And some of them cannot prepare their own food. Means two types of new mode of nutrition will be shown in these organisms. Some of these organisms can prepare their own food. Those are called as autotrophs. Some of the organisms cannot prepare their own food, and depending on others, those are called as heterotrophic organisms. So two types of mode of nutrition will be shown in this category or in this kingdom, so that this kingdom, Protista kingdom, has been furtherly divided into two groups. That is protozoans algae. Protozoans and algae. Protozoans, the organisms which cannot prepare their own food. Example, amoeba. Amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena. Amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena, Verticella, Trypanosoma. Amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena, Verticella, Trypanosoma, these all comes under the category of protozoans. These cannot prepare their own food, and these, because these don't have, except this Euglena, remaining all cannot prepare their own food, and Euglena have the chlorophyll, so it can prepare its own food. The remaining all, amoeba, Paramecium, Trypanosoma, Verticella, these all comes under the category of protozoans, and these cannot prepare their own food, and they depend on the other organisms. Once you see the structure of this, let us take the amoeba as a structure. So you can see the amoeba. Usually you come to know that, you might be knowing, I think, amoeba has no shape, they say. Actually that is correct only, amoeba has no shape, but the statement is wrong. Amoeba has a shape, but amoeba will change the shape accordingly. So people say that amoeba has no shape. There is no organism without shape, remember first. Okay, amoeba also have the shape, but it changes the shape accordingly. Like chameleon changes the colors accordingly, in the same way amoeba changes the shape accordingly. So that the people says that amoeba has no shape at all. Okay, let it be that. And it has one protective layer. It is also single membrane organism. One protective layer, this is called as plasma membrane or cell membrane. And you can see here a structure here presented here. This is called as contractile vacuole. And this is cytoplasm. It has the two kinds of nucleus. One is larger in size, it is called macronucleus. Another one is smaller in size, micronucleus. And here one more hole-like structure is presented. This is called as food vacuole. And you can see that one, a long cell body will be extended, and this is called as pseudopodium. So here, in these organisms, respiration as well as the excretion will be taken place through body surface. That means the process called as diffusion. Have you know that about the diffusion? The movement of molecules from higher concentration point to lower concentration point till the points are equal. That is called as diffusion. Suppose that the waste material, so otherwise the carbon dioxide is increased in the body of the amoeba when compared to the water, because these are all the aquatic organisms. These will be living in water only. Okay. So the carbon dioxide is the body is having the more carbon dioxide and the water is having the more oxygen. So the carbon dioxide simply come out through the body wall and oxygen will be entered into the body wall. This procedure is called as diffusion. Movement of molecules of oxygen, molecules of carbon dioxide from their higher concentration point, that is carbon dioxide from the body of the amoeba, oxygen from the water, moving and gaseous exchange will be taking place through the body wall. This procedure is called as diffusion. The respiration, the excretion of these organisms will be taking place through this diffusion method through the body wall only. Remember, okay, excretion, elimination of the waste material, respiration, breathing in the higher organisms, but here intaking of oxygen, leaving out of carbon dioxide, that is called as a respiration in the lower grade animals. Okay, and the contractile vacuole, it is a air vacuole or it is a waste material will be preserved there. That means carbon dioxide or other waste material will be preserved in this contractile vacuole and they will be sent out to the body wall. And the food vacuole, suppose the food, one very good important point here, suppose this is the amoeba, this is the food vacuole, and here the food is presented outside the amoeba body. So immediately this amoeba will extend its pseudopodia around this food and completely closes the, occupies, engulfing, what is that called? Engulfing, occupies the complete food material and digest it. This is food vacuole. Okay, in this way the food is taken by the amoeba. Okay, so this is engulfing the food material completely. Understand? So this way these organisms will be leading their life and they have the locomotory structures. As I told you here, pseudopodium is the locomotory organ for the amoeba. Whenever amoeba moves from one place to another place, it extends the pseudopodia, hold that area and drag the total body to that area. This is amoeba, amoebaic movement. You can see this type of movement in the white blood cells, lymphocytes. Okay, pseudopodia is the locomotory organ for amoeba. Okay, and flagella is the cilia is the locomotory organ for paramecium. Flagellum is the locomotory organ for euglena. Okay, and verticilla is not having any locomotory organs. It is sterile at one, it is sessile at one place. It will be attached to the one rock and it will be staying there only. It won't move at all. It is stationary, sessile in nature. And whereas Trypanosoma also having the this flagellum as a locomotory arm. Okay, and next one is algae, green algae, brown algae, red algae. These also comes under the category of unicellular organisms. So in this algae, these can prepare their own food. Chloroplast is presented there. These can prepare their own food. Best example is diatoms. Algae best example is diatoms. And these prepare their own food and provide the food to the all other organisms of the sea and oceans. That's why these diatoms are also called as floating factors of the sea. These diatoms are also called as floating factors of the sea. Pastures of sea. Floating pastures of the sea, because they prepare their own food and they provide the food to the all other organisms of the sea. So this is about the Protista kingdom. Okay, and next video we are going to discuss about the Mycota as well as the Plantae and also Animalia kingdoms. Okay, thank you very much.